Good morning, everyone. I am trying something new today. I wanted to share some thoughts I've been having about my home. As you know, this channel is about home and place and what it means to settle in to a place. And I realized that there's a lot that's been going on in my home that I haven't really shared. First of all, because it hasn't occurred to me to share it. But I woke up this morning and I thought, I just want to talk a little bit about what it has taken me to get here to this place. And you are going to hear possibly my dishwasher going in the background. But I wanted to just get these thoughts out while I could. And so, what's been going on is that for about 2 days, we didn't have air conditioning in this house. And I live in the Central Valley in Merced, and we are entering into the hottest season. It's still June, but it's going to heat up. And I thought that I was kind of insured from having to deal with the heat because I have, an air conditioning unit. And on Father's Day, my daughter and I decided that we would go to the Bay Area to see my father. And so we were getting ready to go, and the power went out for a brief moment, but then it came back on, and I didn't think too much about it. And we went on and had a great time with my father and with my mother. And we came back that same evening, and everything seemed fine. The next morning, it felt kind of warm in the house, but I was also working in the hottest room in the house, which is my home office. And I was working out, and I didn't really think too much about it, doing my exercise, and went on about my day. Thought it was just an especially hot day. And then later on, I saw that the thermostat was really high. It was at 86 degrees, and we normally try to keep things at 78 or below, to conserve energy and money. So I realized something was going on, and I reached out to the company that usually services my unit, and they said that they would be back. They would be able to come out the next day and check some things out. So the gentleman came the next day. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to really diagnose what was going on. He did all the usual things. He said that he was going to have to elevate things and get someone else to come out. And by this time, I was feeling very discouraged and down because I think that heat was starting to affect my emotions and my thoughts. I didn't realize that it could do that. I thought that I was pretty impermeable because I actually like the warmth. But when I realized that we were going to have to go another day or so without AC, it really brought me down. And I had to think about that. Like, what is this all about, other than the fact that I'm uncomfortable? And it occurred to me that I have put a lot of effort into my home being my safe place, my sanctuary, the place where I come to retreat after my ventures out in the world, talking to people as a real estate agent, as a person who works in property management, showing properties to people, also just living my life and out there, grocery shopping and doing things. But I've always retreated to home as a place to decompress. And I realized that in the very place that I thought would be my safe place, my comfortable place where I could relax, that I really couldn't let my guard down. And that's how I made, you know? So I just had to kind of reckon with the fact that it was going to be like this. And I had to really take stock of how much having my space meant to me. So the next day, as promised, the company came out. They sent someone to look deeper into the issue, and it took a while. It took about a couple hours to diagnose things. And I distracted myself with work, with some things that I could work on. And thank goodness the gentleman was able to figure out what was going on. And next thing you know, that cold air was blowing through. And not only was the air blowing through, but he was able to, I guess, attend to a couple of other things that made the air blow through even stronger than it had previously. And he had it cranked up to 70 degrees. And all of a sudden, it was like I had a new lease on life. I could think straight again. I could get back to brainstorming ideas, which is what I like to do. I could start making plans about the rest of my day and connecting with people. And um, yeah, I just got a really different outlook on how much my home means to me. And I wanted to share that because um, I think sometimes we don't feel like we can really say that. At least I've always felt that a little embarrassed about it. That home was where I retreat and where I like to just withdraw and where I can truly be myself. And that when I go out into the world, that I wouldn't say I'm pretending, but we all put on a mask. You know, we have a way that we speak to people, that we approach things, that we get things done. And I learned a lot about myself. So I wanted to share that with you all as you think about your own space, your own place. And I know that moving forward, I want to keep in mind how important it is to me to think about what kinds of things come into my space, what do I allow in my space, who gets access to my space. Those are things that I've been kind of reflecting on. So, as I was preparing to have this discussion with you, I ran into some other things that almost got in the way of me doing this video or this podcast, I guess you could say. And one of them was perfectionism. Um, Maybe you've encountered this. Sometimes I feel like I can't really get to the thing I really want to do because I need to get some other things in place first. And sometimes it just sounds like, oh, I want to get organized, I want to clean up a little bit. But I have found that sometimes this need to have things in order actually slows me down from doing some of the things that I really want to do, that I'm really excited about, that I have um, taken notes on, or that I've just been dreaming about. And then I let myself get stopped by, well, you need to get a load of laundry in. Um, how about let's load the dishwasher and get it started, which I actually did before I started doing this podcast episode. And I think about all the times that tell myself, well, you really can't do that until you do this. And no shame or blame. It all falls under wanting to be prepared, wanting to start out on the right foot. And that's okay. However, I really want to think about what's getting in the way of me getting to the things that I really, really want to do, that really light me up, that really make me smile. And I don't want to let the things on my checklist, the things that make things appear better, to make my surroundings look better, to stop me. Some of it has to do with just having a wanting to feel calm, and just I feel calmer sometimes when I've been able to kind of clean off the table and clean up some spaces and make sure the cats are fed and stuff. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. But there's so many exciting things that I want to do. And you know what? Sometimes I might not even end up doing those things. But how am I going to know if I don't give myself the chance to do it? I'm going through my list because I want to make sure that I cover some things that were on my mind. I have one word here on my list, and I don't even know what I was referencing. I was just taking some quick notes, but I wrote down mismatched. So I don't know if I was talking or thinking about mismatched socks, if I was thinking about a mismatch in the way that I say I want to do things one way, but then end up doing it a different way. Thanks for letting me talk about these things. Sometimes it's hard for me to speak on these things because I start to talk myself out of it. Like, who really talks about these things? But I know for a fact that we all have these thoughts that go through our mind, and I think it's just so important to take a moment just to reflect and to get in touch with what's going through your mind, to not talk yourself out of what's coming up for you. And I want to say again how very happy I am to feel comfortable again in my home space. And as I look around the room, I see that it's definitely not perfect, but it is, for me, it is the place that I have chosen to settle in and cook great meals, to sleep, to just rest. And I love it. And I'm just so grateful to be able to do that. And I will talk to you later. Take care.